There you have Mr. Oscar Onyema, the Chief Executive of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. But let's get now to the numbers side of the capital markets and review those figures that were left behind by traders this week. We'll begin with the NSE, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, where the offbeat performance in the equities market since the introduction of the investor and exporter window was extended to this week's trading session as investors' sentiments towards equities remained bullish. Investors initially took profit in the opening trades of the week, but the market rebounded on Wednesday with the momentum being sustained till Friday. The all-share index ended at 33,810.56 points, having increased by 1.60%, with the market's capitalization settling at 11.692 trillion naira after investors exchanged deals on 32,217 deals over a volume of securities put at 32.042 billion and valued at 32.04 billion naira. Top traded sectors include the financial services, where we have the banks as well as insurance sector. You've got the conglomerates, which came in with 287.945 million units of shares exchanged against that, as well as the consumer goods sectors. Top price gainers include May and Baker, where bids continued to stay at 60.56% for the week and ended at 4.56 naira. Skybank came next with 75 kobo price, having closed uptick by 41.51%. Then CCNN closed at 8.85 naira, having increased 33.69%. On the flip side of things, investors took profit on international breweries, which had dominated the gainers chart all through last week by 19.17%. Forte Oil also had investors cold shoulder coming in at 55 naira 58 kobo against what it had closed at last week. Learn Africa this week saw a decline by 12.63%. We go over to the NASD OTC, where the USI also closed impressive by almost 5% and then 4.84%. The USI coming in at 643.29, with market capitalization increasing to 435.34 billion naira. And volume on that side of the market also rose 75% against what we had last week, as volume came in at 16.46 million, worth 95.65 million naira, having risen by 10%. The deals also had a green deal, as 70 deals was recorded for transactions in the market, 21% up, higher than what we had last week. 8 securities were traded out of the 34 securities admitted to trade on that platform. At NASD PLC, as well as Friesland Campina Wamco, were the major companies that saw investor sentiment by volume and value. Over now to the FMDQ OTC, where we've got the bond markets trading weak this week. Momentum at the beginning of the week was really on the downside, was soft. From Wednesday, the trend was largely bullish due to expected lower inflation figures and presumed forward guidance on rates by the central bank following the sale of stabilization securities at the end of the week. Volatility was strong on 9.85% federal government July 2017 maturities, which shared 15%. Yields came off an average of 3 basis points. And we see the total number of deals there is put at 98 for yesterday, Friday, the 16th of June 2017. Total value of all that was transacted there yesterday on the bond side of the FMDQ OTC platform is 12.11 billion naira. Over to the treasury bills, where you've got a total of 818 deals recorded against transactions worth 210.45 billion naira by investors. The July 2017, September 2017, all short tenured securities were the major securities that had the sentiments of investors on the side of the market. Another mixed session is, however, expected next week on the fixed income side. Now, the capital market is always seen as a place where wealth creation to retail and institutional investors is made. While this activity reflects macroeconomic developments, it's often believed that government does not see the market as a place to generate revenue for the wealth of the nation. This thought will take us center stage this evening on a discussion with the president of the Association of Stockbroking Houses of Nigeria, Mr. Patrick Ozegu. Thank you very much, sir, for coming through Capital Markets.
Thank you very much for having me.
And first, let me say congratulations to you. You're the new president of ASHON. It's really, really good to have you succeeding Mr. Emeka Madueke.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, sir. Right. Now, let's take a look at what operators like you, as well as your regulators, have been pushing, which is to see how the federal government will key into the capital market and take advantage of all of those opportunities that we've got in the system, in the capital market system. And tell us what's the benefits, what are those benefits that the federal government can tap from the market? We know that they've been tapping into the bonds market. What about equities?
I think that let us start by taking the usual cliche. They say you should buy Nigeria and then Nigeria-made products and all that. If government is serious, it should be able to patronize our home market, because it's from there that you can raise cheap and long-term funds with which to finance infrastructural development of the nation. You will realize that actually funds that come from the money market are very, very volatile funds, which actually impacts on the interest rates. Okay. And so our view, and the view of many in the capital market, is the fact that the government should be able to finance most of its infrastructural development through the capital market. Secondly, the government equally, when it wants to sell assets, should be able to sell it through the capital market. Because selling through the capital market ensures that at least there's a degree of transparency in terms of getting value for the asset being sold and ensuring that the average Nigerian participates in the purchase of the assets that are being sold. Okay, Mr.
Ozegu, let me quickly cut in here and let's go for the short break. When we come back, we'll continue the discussion with a focus on the capital market and what the federal government can tap from the system.